The farmer's wife. King Depalde was a great devotee of God. That year, his kingdom was in the midst of a drought. Seeing the condition of the people without rain, he prayed to God. As if God had heard his prayers, it rained heavily that day. The earth was flooded with greenery. Depalde rode a horse and set out to roam the state. He wanted to see if his subjects were happy or sad, if the farmer was cultivating his field or not, if seeds are being sown or not, were there enough bulls in all households or not, and whether the kitchens had enough grain. The king mounted on his horse and looked at the fields. The peacocks were screaming in a loud voice. The pastures were grazed by cattle. The rivers were flowing in full force, and the farmers were singing and sowing seeds with the help of bullocks. But at one place, the king suddenly stopped the horse. Seeing the scene there, the king was heartbroken. He saw that a man was plowing his field with an ox harnessed on one side and a woman on the other. It must have been his wife. As the man plowed, his stick fell heavily on the backs of the ox and his wife. Yoked to the plow, the woman was weeping loudly as she continued to pull with all her strength. King Depalde went to the farmer. Hey, brother, can you please stop plowing? The farmer, however, ignored him and kept the plow moving. I'm getting late, he said. He gave a whack to the ox and one to his wife with his stick. The king, who was dressed as a common man, walked alongside the plow and began to plead. Hey, brother, why do you need to be so ruthless? Why is your wife yoked to the plow? The farmer angrily replied, who are you to judge me? The, the wife is mine, and I am the one who decides whether to tie her to plow or beat her. The desperate king said, okay, but tell me, why have you harnessed her to the plow? The farmer said, I am a poor farmer. One of my oxen died this week. I have no money to buy a bullock. At the time of sowing, no one has come forward to lend me a bullock. If I don't act now, what will we eat during the whole year? What will I feed my wife and boy? To prevent such a situation, you see, my wife like this. The king was aghast. He said, you are right, but please leave your wife. I will bring you an ox soon. I cannot continue to see what I've just witnessed. The farmer said, if you feel pity, take her place and allow me to leave my wife. King Depalde immediately got ready and started pulling the plow beside the ox. After pulling the plow from one end of the field to the other, his servant brought one bull. After handing over the bull, King Depalde walked with heavy steps. Monsoon was over and there was a very good harvest that year. But in one part of that farmer's field, not a single sorghum plant could be seen from one end to the other. The farmer went home feeling dejected. After his wife heard about the observation, she ran to the farm where the king's footsteps had fallen. At that place, there were yellow pearls shining in the night. Seeing this, the farmer's wife ran home. She called her husband and took him to the farm. They noticed that there were pearls in the farm. Then the peasant realized what had happened, collected all the pearls, and went to the court of King Depalde. The great king was, as usual, seated in the court. The poor farmer placed the pearls at the king's feet. The radiance of the pearls brightened the whole hall. The king asked, "What is this?" The poor farmer told the king everything. Then the king smiled and spoke. "Brother, the pearls did not emerge because of my virtue, but it grew because of your wife's virtue." The poor farmer bowed his head and spoke, "Now I will never hurt my wife." He started to walk towards the exit. The king stopped him and asked him to stand. "Brother, these pearls are yours. Your field has ripened. You can take it." The farmer did not believe what he had just heard. He takes one pearl and placed the rest at his wife's feet. Once he reaches home, touching her feet, he said, "I won't hurt you anymore."